Task 5 is about estimation. Let's look at task here. Assuming salary is normally distributed, what is your point estimate of the mean of salary? So, in this unit, we always use sample average to estimate the population mean. So, for sample average of salary, we have calculated, which is here 52.42. So, our estimate of mean salary, yeah, estimate of mean salary is 52.42 thousand. Yeah. So now for the confidence interval, we need to use the formula. The formula based on data is always this one formula. Yeah. So this one formula. So we need to have t half alpha n minus 1 and standard deviation, which we also have calculated, over square root of n. Now, although we need to use this formula, but for n by y larger than 100, we can actually use the other formula. Instead of using t half alpha, we can use z half alpha formula. Why? Because the difference between t half alpha n minus 1 and z half alpha when n is relatively large. Relatively large means larger than 100. It's very close. These two numbers are very close. Yeah. When n goes to infinity, t half alpha converges to z half alpha. So we use this formula. And for this formula, we just need to calculate. Here is the average. Then plus or minus first z half alpha. What is z half alpha? Z half alpha is the only one number I need you to remember. Z half alpha equals 1.96. Yeah, this is in the whole statistics. You need to remember this one number. Then what is the standard deviation? Standard deviation is this one. Yeah, and divided by square root out of how many? We have 300 data points. So this would be our lower bound of the confidence interval. And the upper bound is x bar plus z half alpha. So 1.96 times standard deviation over square root out of 300. This is the upper bound. So the confidence interval, the lower bound is 48.56. Upper bound is 56.21. Yeah, this is basically task 5. Now, how do you write this? You need to write this in a way saying, let me show you how you write this in your. So, how do you write this? You can use formula to write this. Yeah. So insert equation, and then you can try to write equation probability that we write the lower bound, and the lower bound is how much? The lower bound is 48.56. Lower bound is less than What is in the middle? Middle is the mean of salary. So we use mu for mean. Mu. What is an upper bound? Upper bound is 56.21. So the probability that the population mean is within this interval equals 0.95, 95%. This is the confidence interval. Yeah, and if you need to write a text to interpret this, then what do you need to write? You write the probability that the population mean lies within the interval of 48.56 48.56 and 56.21, yeah, is 95%. This is the text interpretation